Okay, so like full disclosure, Landon and I have actually sat down today and talked about what we're going to be discussing on our first podcast. And we've actually kind of done like a little bit of a layout of like particular topics based on particular months. So like exciting. Yeah. So I will not be announcing any of these details on TikTok. I am going to solely leave these on my YouTube channel so that the true Liz and Landon fans will be the ones to get that exclusive detail. Okay, so first particular case that we will be focusing on will be the Epstein case. All of it. We're going to do it all. So that is what we are going to be focusing on in the first episode. Now, there are going to be other particular topics as well, including maybe some celebrity gossip predictions, and I'm going to be pulling a letter, aka an email, from the email jar, and I'm going to be choosing people. I'm going to be asking people for those extremely in crazy stories to send to me, and I will be pulling people and providing them a reading with that. So, and then there'll be the vault, and then there's going to be other things, but yeah, so that's a little bit of a sneak peek. So the other thing that happened today is that I had an epiphany about a little McChicken McNugget. We were trying to help this person obtain a relationship because there's envy or upset, or they wanted a relationship that was close, like me and Landon. I recommend people to never do that. So what did Liz do? Liz set up a beautiful profile on Plenty of Fish and Tinder. Thank you, honey. And I went to work. I used my psychic powers and my psychic abilities, and also my womanly charm, and all the things that guys do wrong. I was going to help him. It was a great plan. Wrong. Well, I had a process. Let's see how the conversation goes first. Now, I don't know how to play a dude. So like they were telling me, the guys were telling me how to play the dude. That part was hard. Apparently like you can't speak so much. Like there are rules as a dude, and I had no fucking idea. So like no double messages, like you don't say much. Anyway, the point of the matter was I had to be a boy, but also be a psychic. It's fucking hard. Enter Shazam. That's her name. It's Shazam. Shazam, single. Shazam, no children. Shazam, a job.
A good job.
A good job. Bonus. 2 bonuses, actually.
Car.
3 bonuses. A car. 4 bonuses. Own place.
Yep.
Smoked marijuana. And played video games and literally downloaded Fortnite.
Right.
Fortnite. We followed along with the McNugget because we're loyal ass people. Loyalty! He actually started talking to her and then rejected her based on appearance, which I'm still quite confused about. Ergo disco ball.
Right, I don't understand. Like,
right,
way better than
right.
disco ball.
Oh, right, the children aspect. Things were going great, or so we thought. Things were going really well. And somebody started to spin some paranoia in, and, you know, we were having a good time and partying and smoking a lot, so I also just had started talking again to my ex-best friend, aka Little McNugget's ex-girlfriend, Cherry. Friendly, and she had been really friendly to Landon, and well, 20-year-old girls get paranoid, and 26-year-old boys get paranoid. So there was a lot of paranoia. So Liz started getting paranoid about that too. Not that Landon would ever do anything or anything along those lines, but you know, all that started happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, McNugget was like calling us via video after spending like an entire weekend with her, and like the way he was looking at her, like put a serious like fake face on, like, because I thought like he was feeling her. There was like they were making out the whole time.
He liked her. They were making out. He even banged her more than once. So I mean, we're not there for him to do that. Like we're not there to force him to do that or say do it, do it.
I thought she was great. She really, and she spent like large amounts of money on him, which apparently means shit to him.
No, he didn't like it because he didn't like, you know, he didn't feel like he was a man because she made more money.
Right, he didn't like that. He didn't like that feeling.
Car, she had, you know, she had her own place, like, you know what I mean? She had money to blow.
Yeah.
He didn't like that because he didn't have all those things.
Nope, didn't like any of that. But anyways, that was the one female that we really liked. The rest were crap.
And he thought that we just didn't want him to succeed. And
Right.
he was like, no, dude, you ran away from her. We didn't run away from
No.
that chick. You didn't want to be with her. All the
Yeah.
other girls, Brooklyn,
Yeah, Brooklyn.
couldn't fucking get rid of her man
Right.
and everything and blowing him off. Like,
Right.
we gave her several chances to come
Right.
and hang out with us. And
Right,
we were
and then
rooting
we
for
were-
her,
and
too.
we were literally...
It wasn't even that she couldn't leave her man. We
No.
were like, whatever. It was the way she was treating him. Like,
Right.
she was like, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock comes, nothing.
7.
9:15, nothing.
7.
9:30, 10.
Like-
10 o'clock at night, she finally rolls around, and we have work in the morning, and she
Right,
finally
like,
comes to
it
hang
was
out, and it was
like-
like she just disregarded him.
And at that time, I was doing 10 readings a day still, and it was hard to get a day off because, like, it wasn't like she was like 20 minutes late or half an hour late. Like, she was like an hour and a half. Like,
Every time it was
Right.
hours late or didn't show up at all. So
Right.
that night she was supposed to come over. She didn't show up till 10. We were
I was
a
annoyed.
few times and she kept blowing me up.
I was
I'd be
annoyed.
like, then fine, whatever.
I was annoyed by her, that crap, because I also tried to befriend her a lot, and, like, I gave it my solid A effort, and she gave me nothing in return, and I'm not used to that.
It's not like we didn't want
Right.
him to be happy. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that bothers me, that he's telling everybody we
Right.
don't want him to be happy.
Meanwhile...
We want you to be happy. We want you to be happy with somebody that actually wants to be with you, though, too.
Right.
Not somebody who's going to blow you off every chance they get.
So let's move on to somebody that's completely impossible to obtain at the moment.
Right, the most impossible relationship to obtain. It's not even her fault either.
No, it's not.
It's not her fault. She is trying, and I solely see, honestly, that she's trying to get her life together.
Yes.
Having her babies made her change her life around, but mixing it up with this fool,
Right.
not a good idea, not
No.
a good option.
Like,
Gung ho on trying to
mhm.
make it work with her. She could be the ugliest bag of shit in the
For
world.
real.
It's the
It's
sole
nothing
fact
to do
that
with
she
the,
has
the
brand
kids.
new babies.
He enjoys that. Meanwhile, not trying to obtain the relationship with any other child from his past,
Right,
which are like pretty much right in front of him.
right, which are
But
right here.
this being a country away, on top of all of that, this person has a lot of mental health problems, so much so, not getting anything taken care of, clearly, but too focused and fixated on the idea of going over there.
Yeah.
So like, obsessively. We said, don't do it. It's like, I'm going to
I
prove
must
these
do it.
motherfuckers wrong.
Right, and it
Every-
has nothing to do with that.
every
It's-
single rule, literally, like, we
There's
were
too
like,
many complications.
It was so funny. He comes back from Newfoundland saying, I am not going to date somebody who is far away.
right, and then immediately find somebody far away.
Far away.
And then
no
tries to
children.
talk us into it by saying,
Right.
well, that's good for me, though, for my mental health, having somebody far away, because I won't want to get up and run to them.
Meanwhile, wants to
Meanwhile,
get up
you're getting up and wanting to run.
Yeah. The kid situation, you know, and then there's a lot of other fucking little problems there too.
So he has to go.
He does.
He has to go over there, and that will be really hard.
Either way, he dropped us for women in the past. Either way, he's dropped other friends
Multiple times.
for women in the past.
Mhm.
And he's also dropped other women for other women in the past.
Yep.
I was fooled. Landon was fooled. We were both very fooled. Like, we felt really, really bad because of the circumstances and because he can be really, really nice. You gotta get going or shit's gonna get bad for you, dude. Like, keep going. And just try to motivate him. And that turned into us being evil and controlling.
And
you know, we helped him out so much. More than we've ever helped any other fucking human being ever possible. We haven't had a lot of time where it's just me and you.
Mm-mm.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy to see how things go. But I know for a fact that I was not a shitty friend, and I know for a fact there were some crazy ass things we all went through, but we tried to stick with it, and the way things transpired, it was just a very icky situation, and so much so we were lied to and talked about. Like, and I knew he was talking shit about us because, like, he would tell people things, and then they would come and say things to us, and we'd be like, we're doing what with him? Where did you get that conclusion from? That's weird. Oh, right. He put that in their head. He has to play the victim every single time. So
It always has to fit. Everything always has to fit for him to be the victim. So he always twists and turns the story around. So when this whole fight happened, when he thought that, like, I was condoning his abuser, aka Disco Ball.
Yep.
And I said, I understand that you and her had some issues and go back multiple times when you left.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point in time, you have to start taking and owning responsibility. People need to, like, go back until they really learn their lesson or until they figure it out or whatever. I totally understand that. But to sit there years later and still act like you're still the victim.
Waiting for someone to rescue him. Like, when we were struggling in 2020, we did much better in 2021, but with 2020 we were struggling hardcore. Like, none of that goes recognized. He wouldn't be on his own today if it weren't for us. And
Right, if he had to leave Disco Ball's house and then get an apartment and get all this shit together, he would still be struggling.
Even the first time, when he moved out the first time to that farm place where he had his shit car,
Yep.
he would have been fucked if
we didn't help him out of that situation. Nope, you're right.
But bad guys that we are.